Okay, we're online. This is a new game that's actually a very old game. Uh, Alright, it's Master of Orion 2. I'm gonna set up a new game and we will see how this goes. Alright, so I did a dry run over the weekend to make sure I remember how to play this. But even so, I'm gonna have relatively easy setup here. I don't think I need to walk through all this stuff. What are the options here? Small, medium, large, huge. Cluster, I don't know what that means. One thing about this game is that even the hugest map setting is not prohibitively large. But yeah, difficulty average for now. Everything else, average stuff. Huge probably wants 5 or 6 players, and you can have very dense, but I prefer, like, not very many so that I can be more expansionistic. That all seems fine. Let's just get on with it. Alright, so there are a lot of different races here. Some of the fun ones, there's the rock people, the silicoids. A lot of these are just like sci-fi archetypes, like lizard people, brain nerds, cat people, cyborgs, dog people. I don't even know what the Alkari are. The Illuminati, generic space babes, Ferengi probably. I don't know who those are. Bug people, fish people. Yeah, pretty much. Alright, we're gonna make a custom race just to make this game, like, very easy. But we gotta pick which one we're gonna be. Let's see. Let's be the cyborgs. Except we're gonna turn off all of their stuff. Which is just dictatorship plus 2 production cybernetic. Okay. Now good, Durga's here. Now Durga, you're gonna need to, like, not stand in front of the screen. So this game's not very balanced. So one major thing is whether you want to be creative or not. Creative is overwhelmingly powerful. So we're gonna do that. I would also like to be able to get democracy instead of dictatorship, so I usually pick penalties to ground combat, because if you're in ground combat, you're already losing. And I think I can probably... Good morning, Automatic, where we are setting up our race of space people. What does this actually do? Well, anyway, I think we're okay with, like, either penalties to spying or penalties to money. I think I'm gonna go with penalties to money. If you're bad at spying, then people steal all your technology. At least if you plan to be high technology. Okay. Yes, this game isn't very balanced, so advanced technology is way too good, so, like, the space nerds and the, like, default space race of space nerds tends to be, like, the scariest race to have the computer controlling. Whereas, like, the very aggressive militaristic races tend to not be very good at all. So, anyway. Dictatorship is like the default. Democracy is, let's see, better at science, better at money, which sort of offsets the money penalty I got over there. And then you can't annihilate captured populations, but who cares? If you want to annihilate someone, you can just bomb them. You are worse at spying, so it's like I'm taking a spying penalty already, and then other stuff. Okay, that's probably enough of. And then, like, I'll get a 110% score bonus just because I left one pick on the table, but there's not, like, I guess I could take large homeworld. That's fine. Sure, I'll do that. All this does is, like, gives you extra population capacity and on your homeworld. All right. Automatic, by the way, I don't know how audio is going to be. This game doesn't have a lot of audio, so it's not that important. But if there's something conspicuously bad, then let me know. Anyway. Yes, we got a default cyborg name, but I'm just going to be burnt dead. Good morning, Mastazah. We are setting up our civilization. So this says select banner color. This also invisibly changes how your ships look. So, like, whatever you pick here also, like, selects a set of designs for your ships. So that, I mean, that has no mechanical effect. It's purely aesthetic, but let's be orange. And I think for now I'm just gonna go with default planet names. That's okay. So one of the challenges of streaming this game is that a lot of the words are very small. So I don't know if yet you can, like, read the thing that says Mechlon there. If you can read that, then everything's gonna be fine. But it's really small. So and, like, one of the things that makes this a little bit hard to watch, I'm sure, is the fact that, like, a lot of this is very small stuff. Like this little tiny triangle here, that's all my fleets and stuff. I can zoom in though. So this is a game at the largest galaxy setting. So even by the standards of, like, modern 4X games, this is not very large, but this is the largest it gets, and that is sort of a double-edged sword. On the one hand, you might think it should be larger, but on the other hand, it does keep game length short, which is good. 4X games, like, if you want to sign up for a 40-hour slugfest in whatever civilization or whatever 4X game you prefer, you can definitely do that in modern games. Whereas Master of Orion games tend to be over in at least, not much more than 10 hours. Unless things get weird. I can zoom in though, so this just gives me a free, like, aim box. So we probably won't need much more than this for now, so let's go with this. Hey, and it gives us a slightly bigger icon for our ships. How about that? Good morning, Ogre. So for people who are familiar at all with this game already, I'm playing on average difficulty with only 3 opposing civilizations, so this probably won't be very hard, but I don't want to. It's been a little while since I've played this, and I don't want to fall on my face. One of the things I don't love about 4X games is that the way that they punish failure is kind of not the best, since you can play for a long time, and if you lose, it feels bad because then you've, like, spent 20 hours to lose at 4X games, and that's kind of shitty. Okay, enough jibber jabber. Let's explore some space. One thing that I do like about this game is if you have an unexplored star, you can just click on it, It'll give you, like, yellow stars are the same spectral class as our sun. The yellow star will quite frequently have planets with moderate mineral resources and a good environment for supporting life. Versus a white star. White stars have a fair chance of having planets. If present, these planets will be high in mineral resources, but can barely support life. So, you know, that's just, and then like red stars have, like, are kind of crappy. I don't even know what color this is supposed to be. Brown stars, they're really cool, ha ha ha. Oh, wow, unfinished flavor text. Great, this is amazing. Also, they misspelled millennium. Yeah, okay. So this game came out in 1996, and it's, like, regarded as, like, a pillar of the genre. But there's a lot of just unfinished stuff in it. Okay, so we have 2 scout ships and 1 colony ship. The colony ship is very precious. But we're going to send our scout ships off. At the start of the game, you can barely get anywhere. So, like, I can only get to 2 other star systems at all. And so I've sent them off. Let's look at our home system. We have our home world that has a star base and an ultra-poor barren planet, and then an asteroid belt. So we'll colonize these things eventually, but right now I'm not going to spend my colony ship on colonizing that barren world. Okay, what else? Let's just have this nice view of our home world. We have our little cyborg men that are farming. And we have this nice view of, we have a marine barracks, and then we have, like, populations. We probably want to build a freighter fleet, so it's very likely that the first planet we colonize will be, not Terran, so, like, it'll have some environment more hostile to life, in which case we'll probably just be importing food from our home world to wherever it is. And so that's what we need. We need freighters to carry food around. Also to carry population if you ever need to do that. Okay, so now Mechlon has build orders. Actually, we should probably... So we have a build queue here. This is high technology for 1996. And we need to set up some research. So initial research, you can probably you can rush construction to automated factories, or you can get a research laboratory, which will make research faster, or you can get better fuel cells, probably, to be able to explore more. I'm going to go with research laboratory first, and then probably automated factories. Since I'm creative, so each research category has, like, usually you'll have multiple things underneath it. If you have the creative trait, you just get everything. If you're default, you only get to choose one of these things. If you are uncreative, it's chosen randomly for you. But being creative is, like, extremely powerful, so you should pretty much always do that. Alright, then we just hit the end turn button and our ships go along, and we get the Dame system, which has an irradiated abundant planet, so that's not the best. And now we have 2 ultra-poor planets, but there's a wormhole, so I'm going to have to zoom out. Whoa, this wormhole's quite something. Wormholes don't usually stretch all the way across the galaxy, but this one does. Okay, this is going to be interesting. Also, there's another ship here. The Nolums, okay. Are they already leaving? Where are they going? Who knows? Oh, they're just orbiting. So this is an interesting option we have here. We can try to colonize this rich, barren planet, and probably make the Nolums mad at us. But the Nolums probably suck, so let's try to do it. That will also, if we colonize that planet, no, don't do that. So, this planet, since it's barren, cannot support, like, agriculture, so I probably want to get that freighter fleet done sooner. Otherwise, there will just be starvation. So, I'm going to wait until that freighter fleet is constructed. Otherwise, well, I guess I could build it. You know what? I don't think there's going to be much consequence for this. Let's just do it. Yep. Oh yeah, and the Nolem's left, so... Oh, I forgot to, I should have let the thing play. You get these fun 90s, So, there's technically starvation happening, so I'm nominally losing population, but you can't starve below 1 population. No, I don't think so. I think this guy is safe, just that... And since this place only has a maximum population of 1 anyway, like, I can't have population growth, so what? Let's go ahead and build a marine barracks here just in case they try to, like, invade my 1 planet. But now I have another planet, so I can send scouts out from here. And here I have access to 3 more systems, so great. And this thing's gonna holler at me that I have, like, food shortage. Oh, the freighter fleet will be done soon. Okay, so... And the Nolems are probably very angry that I colonized that system. Yes, so here's the Nolems. They're like space merchants. Yeah, they're threatening to expand into Nolem space. Oh no. And yes, Cephi had starvation, but nothing bad can really happen to that, from that. Okay, so the freighter fleet's done. And so the way you read this interface is that, like, the food up here up top, we have food, industry, science, money. This is very standard for a 4X game. The food on the left is being eaten locally, and the food on the right with the little space there is surplus. So this 1 food is being carried via freighters to Cephi 2, and that just works. So Cephi no longer has starvation. And, like, there's no growth here because, like, I'm already at the maximum population. We can get a higher maximum population relatively soon. But mostly just expanding across the wormhole is pretty powerful. Oh, and there's the Nolem home planet of Nol. They are probably... It seems very likely that they will probably try to invade Cephi, given the opportunity. Because, like, this early in the game, it's very uncommon to have competitors that close to your home planet. So Hiraki here, all these planets suck, but there's 5 of them, which means that in the late game, when you doesn't matter that your planets suck, then this is a place that can support a lot of population. And then here's, I could attack their frigate with my frigate, but that's a bad idea. They've already colonized Tur, so they've already used their colony ship here on this heavy gravity abundant planet, which is not a bad plan. But I don't actually want to antagonize the Nolems too much right now, so I'm going to send 1 scout ship back to my home system, or at least back to Gov here. And then, oh boy, we have, so whatever race appearance you choose, you get, like, different advisors. Here, our science advisor here is tapping at this invisible computer keyboard. And some of these technologies matter. All we really care about is research laboratory because it makes us do science better. All right, so let's see. I think probably we want advanced engineering. If I couldn't find a good planet to colonize very early in the game, I would probably research better fuel cells because that expands the range of your ships. So you could explore a little bit further. But construction here will enable us to get automated factories. You can recruit like leaders, but I don't usually use, like, you can recruit, I'm going to reject Grim here. You can either have ship officers, which you put on ships, or colony leaders on colonies. I usually am a big old care bear, so I care more about colony leaders than ship officers. Anyway, let's get on with it. For example, this is Administrator Kimbuzi, who is not great. All he does is be better at farming, but that is better than nothing. So let's hire him and assign him to our homeworld. He looks like a Muppet. So having only one thing that is 10% farming bonus. I mean, this is pretty self-explanatory what this does. Just get a 10% bonus to farming. But like as far as leaders go, that's pretty bad. But right now, I have no other options. So. Yeah, this is awful. Actually, I should probably not. Since right now, like, I am very limited by research, so I should probably have more people doing research than housing. I could also, no, I'm not doing that. I could also have all of them doing research, but then like, actually, yeah. So down here it says plus 99K, and that's like population growth rate. Current population is nearly 10 million. So you get another like population guy, worker for every million population. And the relative difference here is so minor, I'm going to just put everybody into science. All right. I don't want to like get too bogged down explaining the whole interface right now, because otherwise I would be spending forever just talking about how to play the game rather than actually playing it. Okay, so we have anti-missile rockets, barely matter. Reinforced hull, barely matters. Well, actually, we might use that eventually. None of this stuff matters. What actually matters is automated factory and planetary missile base. So both of these things are pretty good. Automated factories is like probably the most important early technology to have because it lets you get better industry. So basically nothing is going to happen until because I've explored all the planets I can get to. Like I can't get that far. So, oh hey, Sephi finished the Marine barracks. Okay. Oh, also, wait, yes, that's a good point. I already forgot that I finished building a researching the ability to build a research lab, so I should definitely do that. Everywhere. And let's go ahead and put 2 guys on that. Maybe I should say what research labs do. Each scientist would make +1 science, that's good. Also just innately generates 5 science. Research points are, total research points generated by your whole civilization are indicated here. A lot of 4X games just like give you the technology once you've researched enough, generated enough science points. Master of Orion 2 has like a probability system where as you get close, you just start getting a chance of getting it, which is kind of cute. But we're still just waiting on automated factories. Okay. Now we have automated factories. Heavy armor is also sort of useful, but missile base is also good. So all those things are good. And now I could go for either biospheres, probably, which will enable me to, like, building biospheres just gives any given planet +2 maximum population. Hydroponic farm, like, generates food on planets that can't do normal farming. Fuel cells is good for increasing your planet's range, or your ship's effective range. I think probably, even though this requires way more, 3 times more science, I don't need biospheres immediately, so I'm going to go for the fuel cells. Okay, but now I have automated factories, so I'm going to add those to build queue there, and probably start work on a colony ship. This game is very forgiving as far as, like, if you want to change build priorities. Like, if I want this place to start building an automated factory instead of the research lab, I can just do this. And, like, all the resources that previously had gone into the research lab will go into the automated factory, which it's not obvious that that should work like that, but like I said, it's very permissive. So it's going to take a long time to get deuterium fuel cells, but sometime in there, yeah. So my homeworld finished the research lab, so that'll increase my science output by a lot, and that'll help. Oh, I guess actually this place, I want this place to build a missile base because that'll give it some sort of defense if the Nolans show up. Okay. Alright, so now we have our fuel cells, so now we can go much further, and titanium armor, which just makes all... This doesn't upgrade any existing ships, but any new ships that I build will have better armor. And now it's probably time for the astrobiology. And now that we have extended range, we can explore further. Okay, so Mechlon finished building the colony ship, or finished building the automated factory. Colony ships are huge investments. My internal thinking for when, how long it should take to build a colony ship is about 30 turns or less. Like, the fact that this is going to take more than that is a little bit obnoxious, but I do need to be working on a colony ship. I might, interrupt that construction to build other stuff in the meantime, but you do have the automated factories, right? Yeah, okay. So I could do this, and that drops it from 39 to 34 turns for the colony ship. I don't think that's worth it. Unless if I find some hot shit system I want to colonize immediately, then I might try to accelerate that construction, but we will see. Okay. So now we have biospheres and some other stuff. Biology continues to tempt me, but so cloning centers just increase the rate at which planets get population. Soil enrichment improves farming. Oh no, Blazing Blade started with Master of Orion 3. I'm very sorry. Well, anyway. This is a very retro 4X game, Blazing Blade, but I'm glad you can join us here. So I probably should research things like... There's often... If you aren't sure what to research, just research whatever requires the fewest research points. And you can't go too far wrong because of just basic opportunity costs. I don't need this guy. Excuse me. What was I doing? Alright, so as I said, I'm not sure how much of the interface to explain, so if I'm leaving out anything major, please ask questions. Otherwise, I'll try to explain things sort of piecemeal as I go rather than trying to explain the entire game all at once, because that's not a very good approach. But right now we're just scouting out stuff. So I had hoped to like start the game zoomed in like this, but the fact that there's a wormhole across the entire galaxy, and I colonized systems across the entire galaxy makes that I would have to be fussing with the interface a lot. Like I'd have to do this every time, and I don't really want to do that. So, Blazing Blade asks, what kind of civ are we? We are primarily, let's see, does this? Yes. Hey, cool. This is a good interface. So we are creative, which means we are better at science generically, and we have a democracy. Whereas the rest of this stuff is pretty minor. The Nolums are expert traders. What does this do? They get bonuses from trade treaties. They get more money from surplus food. They also get more money when they build trade goods. Lucky, I think, is just like, yeah. Sort of what it sounds like. They're also dictatorship, so democracy versus dictatorship. Dictatorship is like the default. Democracy is worse at spying, better at science, better at money. So the main thing is that we are creative, which means that I'll show what that means next time we finish a technology. Just continue exploring stuff. This wormhole here means that you can't travel across it. Or maybe it's a black hole. Anyway. So if I wanted to get from this star to this star, I couldn't go directly. I'll probably have to go like down here and across. Cephi finished research lab, that's good. So now if we go into the colony list, this planet, which has no scientists, is still making 5 science down here. So the research lab just gives us 5 science on that system. Sarfa system. So this system has no planets, but it does have an asteroid belt. So if I wanted to, you could send an outpost ship. You couldn't start a new colony in the asteroid belt, but you could at least, yeah. So I can't get over here because it's out of range of my colonized system, but I can get to Hiraki, and from Hiraki I should be able to get to this red star. Okay, so here's something interesting. This game can have stars with no planets or asteroid belts, and I don't think these systems ever do anything. I might be wrong, but I don't think it's possible to... I guess these systems could have wormholes connected to them, but other than that, they serve no purpose at all, which is an interesting design choice. Alright. Okay, so now we have fusion beam and fusion rifle, which just make military better, but are not very interesting otherwise. So probably Space Academy is not important now, but the next thing after it probably is. So I think it's probably either that. Fusion drives are automatically upgrade all your ships to just move faster, which is nice, but not crucial. I'll get that eventually. I'm gonna go for Space Academy. The thing is that, like, actually, yeah, sure, let's go for Space Academy. Oh, also, I didn't explain this. I'll probably be explaining this a lot. Default civilizations that don't have the creative trait can only choose one thing from each of these little lists of 1, 2, or 3 technologies. Creative civilizations like us get all of them. Uncreative civilizations choose a category, and then one of the sub things is randomly selected. So being uncreative is like extra hard mode. Creative is like easy mode, and default is itself pretty challenging. So this place probably should go ahead and finish its missile base. And then we're going to build biospheres so that we can have any population growth at all. Okay. So yeah, now we can get over there. One problem is that, like, even though I have expanded range from deuterium fuel cells, like, none of these places had very good planets. I guess this one's abundant. That's not terrible. These places, that place is still very bad. And then Ura has nothing. So I might want to build an outpost ship. Let's read the flavor text. Outposts function like a colony, except no population units may be moved there. Outpost ships are unarmed, blah, blah, blah. Let's do that. This will enable us to expand the range of our scout ships without having to, like, invest in a colony, because colony ships require 500 resources, or 500 industry, whatever you want to call it, which is a lot, whereas outpost ships only require 100, so much smaller investment, which we get right now because the resources just got transferred from one to the other. So now we can send this ship over to Gov, and okay. So Space Academy will be important once we actually are building up a military, but it's not important until then. Oh, yeah, the next sociology thing is not. These are both, like, xenopsychology gives you better diplomatic stuff, but that's not great. Let's go for... I'm tempted by advanced chemistry. Let's actually just go for more construction stuff. Still don't care about fleet stuff. Fleet leadership, at least. Both of these are pretty similarly poor. Let's just go here. Okay, so now since there's an outpost ship here, it actually puts the name of the system in lowercase, which is an interesting way of indicating that. But now we can get a little bit further into space. Oh no, a space amoeba. So systems can have random monsters guarding them. So this space amoeba is going to totally annihilate my scout ship. Here's the first combat. Here's the space amoeba. This is not what amoebas look like in real life, but who cares? It's going to kick my ass. I can try to retreat, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Yep, my scout ship just gets instantly blasted. So usually space monsters are guarding, like, desirable systems. This is an incentive to build military. So we have a radiated planet that's ultra rich, that indeed is desirable, and another radiated planet that is just mineral rich. So this is indeed a pretty desirable system. But my scout ship is zapped, and now if you can basically can't see it, but if I zoom in, you can see that this system is guarded by this space amoeba. All right. So fortunately, we have another scout ship, so we can continue. So one entertaining little thing is that systems connected by wormholes just require one turn to travel through the wormhole. This makes galactic topology a little bit weird, because I can technically, the game knows that I'm in range of this system here, but doesn't know that the intelligent thing to do is to travel through the wormhole to Gov, and then travel to this brown star. So it will let me do this, where it just, like, says, yeah, this system's in range, you can go for it, and you have to cover that whole distance, but you're just going to be slow-boating the whole way over there, and it'll take a million years. So you do have to, like, use your human brain to accommodate for that little wrinkle. And here's another system that has nothing. Assigned leaders will just randomly gain levels. I mean, maybe there's an experience system happening in the background, but I don't care. Okay, so Cephi finished biospheres. So now there actually is population growth happening here. Let's see. This place kind of sucks. Let's build housing until I have at least 2 people here. So housing converts all industry into population growth, so without that, if I just build trade goods instead, population growth is 36,000, which will take a long time to generate 1 million people, whereas housing gives me like 130 additional, so that'll be in like 7 turns or so, we get another population. That's pretty good, because like my other options here are I can build a starbase in 45 turns. That'll take 1 million years. That's 45 turns is way too long. Or a colony ship in 556 turns, which is also way too long. So the other thing I could do is build another scout, because I lost one to the space amoeba. Let's do that. So battle pods, none of that really matters that much. Spaceport is like the entry-level commercial thing. So it, yes, increases money generation by 50%. So that's good. It's going to be either this or biology. Let's go ahead and get the spaceport. So Papyri is, at least has an abundant planet, even though it's heavy gravity. And let's see what other systems are in range before I go through this wormhole. So just these 2 red stars. All right. Ooh, wow. An ultra-rich system that's unguarded. Woof. So I'm guessing there's another enemy civilization around here somewhere. But I might colonize San. How's that colony ship going? 17 turns. Yeah, let's go for that. My science right now is outpacing my construction, so I don't feel bad about assigning more people to working on that colony ship. Okay, let's get these other stars explored. Kablu. So Kablu has just a gas giant and an asteroid belt, so I can put outpost ships here, but I cannot. No one can ever start a colony here. In the far future, you can on a system you've already colonized with like a developed planet, you can convert asteroid belts and gas giants into solid planets that you can colonize, but that's later. And of course, since this place doesn't have any normal like terrestrial planets, you cannot ever colonize this system. And do I care about a science leader? I guess. So what I can do is put this guy on Cephi, I guess. This is a little bit lame. You know what? I'm gonna wait until I have a better leader, because this guy's just not very good. And another empty system. Great. So, now my income is negative, but it's so lightly negative that I don't really care that much. Let's build here. Let's start by building another freighter fleet, and then let's see, should I just keep building housing? Yeah, I think we're probably okay here. So I'm losing money, but I'm also not spending, like, money is only useful for, like, rushing production and stuff, so I'm not too worried about that. And I'm guessing that my budget is now neutral because I don't really know why. I guess probably this place just, yeah. So Mechlon just rolled over to another population point, and now I'm collecting a little bit more taxes. We're going to need biospheres eventually here, so let's go ahead and queue that. Okay. So now we have spaceport and some other stuff. Battle station is an upgraded starbase. Robo-miners are like automated factories. This is a planet improvement that just increases your industry, but it will also produce a lot of pollution. So, but let's go ahead and get robotics, and then we'll probably go for the pollution processor. Or, you know what? Actually, let's based on the rule of opportunity cost, let's get the advanced biology. Also, getting soil enrichment on my homeworld will free up a lot of labor because it'll vastly improve agriculture. Okay, but it's going to take a long time. Let's see here. I don't think I'm going to change anything, though. Let's see. Should this place... Okay, yeah, this place should build a spaceport instead of housing. Actually, probably both places should build a spaceport instead of the existing stuff that they have next. Okay. Freighter fleets, I thought they cost money to maintain, but maybe they don't. Okay, so now we finally have a colony ship. So I think I will go try to colonize San and see how much trouble I get into. And let's send all of our scout ships over there. To prepare. Oh, hey, a news update. Yes, this is great. So this is very mid-90s. You have this very bad textured 3D rendered news robot. Oh man. So wait. The human empire on Earth? Wait, I thought Earth was the planet that was like guarded by the space amoeba. Blazing Blade says, looks like Bar from Freelancer. Yeah, I didn't play enough Freelancer to really remember that much about it. Anyway. Oh. It's Earth versus Orf. Okay. So Orf is guarded by the space amoeba. Earth is a system in the human empire. The fact that we now know that there are humans is a bit of a problem. Humans are like one of the more dangerous enemies to be facing, but that's okay. They're not like ultra terror. Okay, so yes, we want to get that up to 3 population. So, anytime a colony ship arrives at a system where you could establish a colony, it prompts you to use it, but do not do that. Okay. Alright, Mechlon doesn't actually need the biospheres, so I'm going to relocate some labor over to science. Like that. Let's see how that goes. Yeah, that'll be fine. So now advance our colony ship up to San and let's build this colony. So whenever you start a new colony, it like tells you stuff. You get this worker penalty of -50% because it's heavy gravity. That will be compensated for by the fact that it's an ultra-rich planet. So, and again, we get this fun 3D animation. And yes, that's fine. So I guess an ultra-rich planet would be like 8 industry per worker, but because it's heavy gravity, we get a penalty, but it doesn't matter still pretty good. So we want the, usually like I prioritize any given colony. We want to get industry first so we can build other stuff faster. This place I'll eventually build a cloning center, which will increase population growth. And also I'm gonna go ahead and just buy this. My usual policy is to just rush production of the first thing, because otherwise you just have like one worker. I could also move population around, but I don't think I'm quite at that level yet. And we might hear from whoever is over here. Usually with like 4 civilizations in a map like this, they're broadly just in the corners. Also, I'm short on food. Let's fix that. Yes, this is... Okay. Alright, so this place finished... Oh yeah, Oh, okay, so this is Cephi. I think right now we can put another person onto science, because all I can really do is build, like, I can build a hydroponic farm, I guess. I don't know that it's necessary. So hydroponic farms cost 2 money to maintain per turn and increase 2 food on any planet. So this is essentially trading money for food, which right now I don't think I need that. I usually prefer to just have freighter fleets carry food around. I think I'm going to go ahead and build a starbase here because I'm so close to the Nolums, I suspect they might eventually try to take this system back. I will probably, like... Well, actually... Yeah, the stuff I'm researching now won't actually improve Cephi at all, so it's fine. Okay, so now I have cloning centers, which just give you a free 100,000 people per turn, as long as you actually have capacity. And then death spores is a weapon I don't use because it's considered a war crime. And soil enrichment improves agriculture, and you have... The artists really had a good time here. Like, soil enrichment. What does soil enrichment look like? I don't know. Build nanobug things that improve farming. Whatever. Sure. Yes. So a lot of this game's appeal is the charm. It's very mid-90s charm here. Okay, let's go for robotics. Okay. Now that we have all that business, we definitely want soil enrichment here in our home world. And let's go ahead and have 2 people working on that. Because we have this huge labor force working on farming, and so improving like the amount of food that these guys are producing will free up a lot of labor on the homeworld. Ah, Mastazon is able to type now. Okay. So I'm not in the practice, like you can pick up populations, like if you have freighters available, you can pick up populations and just move them to systems, like I can do this. The thing is that like the comparative advantage of having people working on your homeworld is usually better than having them work other places. So at least in the early game, there's not a very good incentive to do that. Okay. Okay, so we've got the system, and apparently the Priapus system, great. Oh, Mastazal likes Master of Orion 2 a lot, good. And there's a rich heavy gravity system here, or world. So for ordinary places, like Administrator Drax is a pretty marginal leader. I tend to keep him around if I have space, just because he kind of offsets my spy penalties. So I don't know if this is a correct decision, but I'm going to go ahead and assign him to a system. I sort of feel like being bad at spying means you should take some effort to be less bad at spying. Ah, freighters do cost money, but they're based on use. Okay. And the Mutatrix system is a wormhole. These are very long wormholes. Like, most of the time they're not this long. Okay. So there's an abundant system there, but that's so far out that I'm not super interested in it. I'm kind of surprised I haven't found anybody colonized over here. It's possible that there's, like, someone in the middle. So a swamp. So this is like one of the first planets we found that could actually support its own agriculture. It's tiny and low gravity, though, so that's not great. It is the ongoing refrain of the early game that all the planets suck. Actually, do I want to go there? Can I get there? Let's go there first. Okay. Let's see, research. Okay, so Sand finished its research lab. Oh no. So if you don't have anything queued up when production is finished, then you're essentially throwing away industry, which is not the worst, but it's not great. Okay. So yeah, we want that cloning center. There's not a lot of other stuff we need here, so might as well get, I mean, like, yeah, let's just go with this. And I should probably queue up housing here. Blazing Blade points out, if a planet didn't suck horribly, it probably would have evolved its own spacefaring race by now. That is a good point. It's certainly true that, like, Terran-class planets or that don't have their own life on, intelligent life on them are very scarce. So, oh, soil enrichment must have finished at some point because now I'm producing 10 excess food, and that's way more than I should be doing. So let's put some people off of. If it wasn't obvious here, when you have, like, in the over here in the resource screen, default icon is like 1 unit. Improved icon, like big bag of food, or improved pile of rocks, or microscope rather than test tube. That's 10 units of whatever. So this is like 41 units of science, 13 industry, consuming 15 food, generating 10 excess. And then, like, actually, we can. One thing I like about this game is that for being a pretty early 4X game, it has a lot of good interface features. Like, you can just click on your money thing, and it's like, it gives you a good breakdown of what's what. So, so it tells you 16 total, which is like, I think what this represents is 6 money going towards maintenance of improvements, and then 10 money going into excess, like going into the treasury. And then, like, yes, 21 produced by farmers, and then you get a 20% bonus on that from Kimbuzi here, and then 25 total, etc., etc. Yeah. Okay, so this place is going to finish its biospheres pretty soon, so I could just build another colony ship. I probably should do that. Yeah, let's just start another colony ship, and probably before that finishes up, I'll finish RoboMiner plants and other stuff, but in any case. So here's some wacky leader guy. I still don't care about them. This place is all right. Okay. I continue up. Okay. Scouts arrive at this very busy system. Okay, this place is high priority for colonization. So Lomar here, first of all, it has 3 terrestrial planets that you can actually colonize right now. 2 more that you can make into planets later, the asteroid belt and the gas giant. And the fact that this is just barren abundant is like quite above average right now, so in the long term, this system could be very good. I think that's all I have in range right now, though. Yeah. Okay. All right, how are things going? Is Starbase really what I want to be building here? I think that's probably fine. Now that I've found a high priority colonization target, I think I'm going to go ahead and allocate 1 more person to working on that. Oh no. Oh, the Mercian are going to colonize it first. Oh well. So, at least if they know what's good for them. So, I don't want to give you battle pods. This is interesting. Okay, yeah. Go ahead. So I guess I'm at war with the Nolums now. Let's see how that goes for them. In 20 turns, I'll finish this starbase. The Nolums are generally not very good at war, so if we go over here to the history graph, let's see, they probably have a better fleet than me because I don't build anything. Yes, they probably have like 1 warship or something like that, but I at least have a missile base on Cephi, so I'm not that concerned. And now I have powered armor. That's great. And let's go ahead and go for the Merculite missile and pollution processor. Okay. Oh, okay. We finally found the people who were here. So the Mercian are very aggressive, but they tend to be very low technology. So, although they already have 6 systems colonized, that's a problem. Right. So right now I am nominally ahead of the Mercian if you account for everything. Holy crap. How is their population that high? Okay, so I'm guessing the Mercian got lucky, and there was a very good planet nearby because, like, multiple good planets nearby because, like, I'm still ahead of them on technology, but this is going to be very interesting. So I'm going to have to watch myself. Okay, so we have a destroyer. I'm not worried about this destroyer because, like, a destroyer cannot beat a missile base. They can blockade my system, so I guess in that sense, I should probably go ahead and build. Yeah, so this place is blockaded, so it will lose population, but I can build a hydroponic farm. And actually, I think RoboMiner plants are more important, so that will slow down so when a system is blockaded, like, freighters can't get there, so that's a problem. I should probably go ahead and build the RoboMiner plant here. Anything else I should be building here? No, that's fine. But pretty much everybody should be building RoboMiner plants. So let's go ahead and do that. And because this place is close enough to the Merchant, I'm going to go ahead and build a missile base. Yeah, Sephi had starvation. So... Okay, so we had enough starvation we actually lost a population point, but that's not a huge problem. So now we are nominally, oops, I should probably, yeah. So we are nominally growing our population, but we're gonna, because we are blockaded, as soon as we like hop back up to 3 population, we'll fall back down. That's all fine. I'm not too concerned about that. Like, all things considered, blockades aren't that bad. Like, the science that's being produced here still goes into the, like, if I collect taxes here, they will still go into the treasury. Any science that's done here, like, is still done, you know, still goes towards research. So blockades really only affect, like, food, and that's it. Speaking of which, I'm producing more excess food, so I should probably... yeah, this is fine. Okay. Oh, hey. An actual battleship. Let's see if a battleship can beat a missile base. They might eventually try to attack me. No, I still don't care about Director Emo. Go away. In fact, I can... So you can dismiss Director, you know, these people that are offering themselves for hire, but that just means they could go somewhere else. So it actually is strategically beneficial as long as you have an empty leader. If you have no empty leader slots here, no one will try to get hired. But as long as you have one empty leader slot, keeping Director Emo here will keep him from being hired by anybody who might actually want him. So Sephi, yes, so yeah. So yeah, Sephi is just gonna bounce back and forth between 2 and 3 population. That's okay. All right. So even though they've parked a battleship and like all these people are parked at Sephi, like they can't actually invade me because I have a missile base and they can't beat the missile base. And pretty soon, oh, I think it's probably time to increase taxes. So yeah. So the taxation system here is very simple. I think higher taxes reduces other production like industry and science, but it's better to like have some money than not. So we're gonna be seeing that warning about Sephi having starvation for a long time. But like right now it has so it's gonna have starvation again next turn because like when it dips below 3 million, then you lose the 3rd population point, and then it immediately bounces back up. So this is not very humane, but this game does not encourage humane behavior. Oh, good. So with random events on, that means you can get stuff like this, where like the hyperspace beast will just eat stuff. So that's fun. Alright, so now we have Merculite Missile, which is just a better missile. And the Pollution Control Facility, which is great. Okay, so there's a strong incentive to get molecular compression to get the iridium fuel cells so they can explore further. But I think in the interest of, like, I think I'm going to go ahead and start getting some lower technologies first. Because, excuse me, well, I'm pretty burpy this morning. At 51 RP, 1150 research for whatever that thing is. Yeah, molecular compression would take. What's 1,000 divided by 50? That sounds like 20 to me. It would take something like 24 turns, approximately. So that's not great. Let's just check on some things. So this place will have a colony ship in 8 turns. Do I want a pollution processor here? So pollution processors, I believe, cut pollution in half. Yeah. Which would give me... I think I'm going to go ahead and finish that starbase first. This place is making 11 pollution, so I probably want this pollution processor now. Yeah. Okay. And then you... Yeah, sure, let's build a pollution processor here too. Okay. Right, because, like, I think it was, we might have lost a turn on that colony ship, but I don't think we even did. So. The hyperspace beast still lurks. I wonder if that message means that it ate some other civilization's ship. Nope, it's just going to tell us that every turn. Okay, and Sand finished spaceport, so now we're economically neutral. I'm not reading my subtitles very much. I don't know how well they're doing, but hopefully they're either working or providing some entertainment. Man, we're gonna need, like, better money. Since this place is mineral ultra rich, I'm not terribly incentivized to do anything other than just heavy industry. But what should we do after this? Probably colony ship. Yeah, we want colony ships. If we're gonna outrace the Mershan, we're gonna need to colonize somewhat more aggressively than we have been. Okay. Also thinking about our economics, I think the next like making money improvement is the stock exchange, which requires the technology past Xeno relations. So I think it's probably time to go for the molecular compression. Actually, let's go for advanced fusion first. That'll actually make our ships go faster. Like, nothing in tachyon physics is necessary. Like, the best thing here is probably tachyon communications. So let's go for the fusion drive. Okay, so now we have a star base at Cephi, so there's no way that the Nolam can beat us now. Let's see here. Do we want... Blazing Blade asks, do missile bases auto-improve to the latest missile research? Yeah, researched, yes. I think if you right-click this, yes. Contains 300 space units of your best missiles with unlimited ammo. So that's, missile bases are like very good for like low-cost space defense. Like they do nothing against getting invaded, but you can't get invaded if you have missile bases. So they have to destroy the missile base first. So I think probably what this place can do is just build trade goods. And that might, like, once the pollution processor is done, and that might enable us to, like, actually have positive cash flow. Alright. How's everybody else doing? Yeah, colony ships. Okay. Yay. Okay. Oh, right. Let's see. What are we gonna want here? Let's build a couple spies. I'm guessing I'm getting spied on. And then probably... Hmm. Let's plan on maybe once we have the next level of missiles, we will want to go liberate uh, our oh yeah, Cephi, yes. Mastodon says missile bases offer key support throughout the game, but are usually overshadowed by how great the alternatives are. Yeah, I will admit that I take a very simplistic approach to combat in Master of Orion 2. I still like the tactical combat screen, but I tend to not play very optimally. I tend in terms of like weapon technology. I usually just go for whatever the best missiles are available. So let's build a space academy, and then once we get that far, we will let's just put this on trade goods for backup. What was I going? I'm like a little bit muddled up now. I guess maybe I should have gotten an outpost ship for like. Oh, all these systems are terrible. I can't even support calling an outpost ship. Let's see here. I guess there's the Priapus. Priapus is not great. Alternatively, if I wait a few turns, I will have better fuel cells. Let's assume that is a decent option. So let's just put the colony ship over here in Era. And oh, Mastodon meant specifically the research alternatives. Yes, automated factory is way more important than missile base. But that's why creative is... Oh no, the hyperspace beast ate my ship. Well, okay, that's... As long as they don't eat the colony ship, that's not the worst. Okay. Man, the hyperspace beast still lurks. The hyperspace beast event is like kind of nasty because if it eats a colony ship, then that is a huge investment down the drain. But you know, we live in a world of variance. Okay, don't care about you. How we doing? Right. Okay, so we're short one food. Oh, San like is growing fast, which is good, but I do need to support it. All right, so now we have augmented engines, which is irrelevant. Oh, right, we're doing this. Oh, I totally forgot that I was doing this instead of molecular compression. Well, let's get on it. So molecular compression is interesting because like atmospheric renewer is like a pollution processor but better. So that's which is useful. Iridium fuel cells is crucial because increasing your ship range is important. Pulsar missile is better missiles, so that's like all of these things are good. So this is again okay. So if it's gonna be 29 turns, yes, Mastazop points out the problem with random events is that there are a lot of game-stoppingly terrible ones. Yeah, you can get totally decapitated if a sufficiently bad thing happens really early in the game. So that's kind of a difficulty. Is there any place I can go? You know what? Let's have San build an outpost ship. How are we doing? Oh, and also we want biospheres eventually, so let's go ahead and grab that. And then we can, since now it's going to be a million years before we have iridium fuel cells. I'm gonna throw down an outpost on Poculum. That'll at least get us like over to these planets. Yes. All right, what's the news report, news robot? Okay, hyperspace beast is gone. Somehow. All right, let's just throw this down, and now we should be able to get places. Okay, now we have another colony ship. Whoa. Wow, a Terran-rich cyst planet that's not guarded by a space monster? This is, Nolam Spy Steel Survival Pods, well that doesn't matter. Blazing Blade asks, I take it this isn't doing the awful thing in 3 where some research just doesn't exist for the player randomly. That is correct. I don't know the details of how that worked in 3 since I never played 3. I only know about it from hearsay. But unless you take the, well, you can always see all the research that's available to you. You can't, like, unless you are creative, you can't get all of it. But there are no random effects like that. If what you're describing is accurate, by which I mean like if you really like just randomly couldn't see research options, then that's pretty nasty business. But let's go ahead and build a battle station. Okay, Merchant Spy Steals Tritanium Armor. That's actually like, Tritanium Armor is a pretty good technology, so it is a little annoying that that happened, but not a lot to be done. Oh no, the Antarans are coming. So the Antarans will randomly invade places. Oh, okay, yes, colonize the Terran planet, please. And I can certainly grow food here on Aji, but I want to be able to build, like, things. So let's go ahead and queue up a bunch of stuff. And missile base, I guess. Cool, great. Mathzoc confirms that was a thing, you know, not being able to see all the technologies was a thing in 1 and 3, but not 2, yeah. Nolan Spy steals Biosphere, so I'm strongly incentivized to, like, get more spies, because, like, these guys are going to steal all my technologies. So where were the... Oh, okay, so that little small cutscene thing that was showing the Antarans coming through the dimensional portal meant that they're attacking us somewhere, but they're not attacking me, so that's good. So, so one of the framing devices of this game is that the Antarans are just around and will attack you at random. And they're, you know, in the early game, their fleets are bad, and then as the game progresses, their fleets get stronger. Pretty basic stuff. Actually, I think I want Sand to build some more scout ships, or at least I want somebody to build some more scout ships. Oh, yeah, let's build like 2 more scout ships here. Oh, hey, finally a labor leader, thank God. So labor is like one of the actually decent things you can get. This guy is still not great because this is his only bonus, but I'll still hire him. And let's assign him to Aji, because Aji is going to be eventually a very productive system. Okay. Now we need to, let's do this. Actually, yeah, we need to put most of our people in our homeworld onto science. And actually, let's build one more freighter fleet too. Oh good, we found a fleet commander, which is not very exciting. Oops. It's so not exciting, I'm just going to dismiss him immediately, because this guy will sit around eating two money per turn, and I don't have enough use for that. Really, an entire weapon can cause the game to crash. I've never had that happen. So I don't know if that's like... has been fixed in recent patches. Yeah, like the Antaran ships are, for their size class, tend to be very powerful relative to the stuff that you have access to. But, like, at least on normal difficulty levels, as long as you are defending your systems at all, it's not too hard to fend them off. So this place is interesting because it has two Terran planets, but they're both mineral poor, but that's still pretty good. So I think I probably would go for this. This is that. Which one was that? Oh, it's UA. Okay. Okay. Oh, I've totally forgotten to actually explore with my scout ships here. Let's go ahead and do that. And let's go ahead and just send this colony ship over to UA. And is anybody else building a colony ship? No, but that's okay. Ah, the Antaran game crash was a problem on the CD-ROM release back in the day. Woof. I don't think I actually played this game until like the early aughts, like probably around 2002 or 2003. But in any case. Okay, so this is an interesting challenge because, like, I eventually want to colonize probably all these systems in the long term. But I probably should colonize the mineral abundant one first. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Because it'll be easier to build colony bases from here onto the mineral poor plants than vice versa. Okay. Because as usual, it's just easier to, to, ship food around via freighter fleets than otherwise. Because, like, certainly it's great that these these Terran planets can grow their own food, but if their industry sucks, that's not actually very good. Thrax. Thrax is a pretty good system. Okay. So now we have lots of scouting happening. We might find what? Ah, the humans. Let's see if the humans are, like, dangerous. Okay. So the humans have colonized more than the Nolams. Okay, so currently the game rates the humans as not as good as the Mershan. Again, I think the Mershan must have gotten some lucky break pretty early in the game. I mean, I guess there was that report that, oh no, it was Earth. Earth was the planet that randomly switched to mineral rich. But let's just investigate the current state of things. So, as generally expected, I'm ahead on technology. That Shouldn't surprise anybody. My fleet sucks because I don't build any warships. The Nolums have clearly invested heavily in warships, but I'm guessing their warships are not very advanced, so... Master says, humans are always dangerous. Source, history, yes. So, wow. Yeah, the Mershon are catching up to me on buildings, which is a little bit alarming. And of course, their population is enormous. I have no idea how they are managing this. But yes, the human population has almost matched mine, but I've just colonized a few more planets, so hopefully I will catch up to that relatively soon. But in any case... Okay, can I cut taxes? I can. Do I want to? First, let's wait until I can rush production to this automated factory on UA. Up, here come the Antarans again. I don't need to let this thing play every single time. Like, you can skip it, but it's fun to let it play the first time. They're still not attacking me, so that's good. Or no, they're coming for Aji. Oh, crud. They're probably going to bomb Aji into oblivion. Can I save Aji? Well, the way to save Aji is to rush a missile base. So, we'll do that like so. Okay, this should probably save Aji. But we'll find out next turn. I'm going to zoom in so you can actually see what's happening there, because like it looks like nothing. So that's fun. You get a one-turn warning that the Antarans are coming. Here's the Antarans. They're sending one frigate. I think a missile base can beat one frigate. The Nolums have a strategy of building huge numbers of cheap ships until the game-wide cap for ships is met. Wow, I've never seen that happen, but, you know, that's an interesting strategy. I don't even know what the game-wide cap is, so... Okay, so here's the Antarans. We get an actual fight. There they are. They will approach my planet. I have 7 times 2 racks of pulsar missiles, which should be fine. Hopefully they don't just like bomb my planet and destroy the one population. That would be obnoxious. Yeah, Master of Orion 3 had some... Well... I should not talk about it in too much detail since I never played it, but it sounded like... Oh, hey, oh, this is fun. Anyway, it sounded like feature creep out the butt. Oh wow, you don't even know what you're researching until you finish? That is gah. Yikes. Okay, so the Guardian's attacking Meklar, which is me. And, yes, you don't even have time to, like, see the Guardian. It just shows up and instantly vaporizes you. Yes, so the Guardian is guarding Orion. Oh boy, okay. Now we get interrupted. So now we have the atmospheric renewer and iridium fuel cells, which... This is just like random 3D rendered stuff. And better missiles. Okay. Oh wow, we got the pulsar missiles just in time to fight off the Antarans. That's quite entertaining. Okay, so next we probably want like there's lots of good stuff we could get. I want stock exchanges though, so let's Actually, I bet if we do artificial intelligence, the thing after this will be supercomputers, which is probably more important. Okay. Wow. The Ishii system is unguarded? Is it like... Okay. Yes. Orion Special, the Orion... Or the Guardian defends the ruins of the ancient Orion homeworld. To plunder Orion's riches, you must defeat the Guardian. So Orion is this perfect system that's huge, ultra-rich Gaia. The Guardian is like... is very difficult to defeat. Where's Ishii? Ah, Ishii is not too close to other people, so... Am I building a colony ship anywhere? Why not? You know what? That's important enough that I'm gonna do that instead of this battle station. Because this system is very good, and it's baffling that it's not guarded. Yes, Master of Orion 3 was very ambitious. I remember reading like GameSpot articles while it was in development, and like everyone had very high hopes for it, but then it would be interesting to hear a story of how it went so bad, but you know, I have not been plugged into that scene enough to really be too into it. Oh right, I blew all my money saving Aji from the Antarans. That's okay. What else do I want here? I probably want... yeah, all this is fine. Probably a research lab. And like this, probably. I don't know. That's probably fine. Let's see. You there. Nah. Oh, right. I have pulse-on missiles now. Let's go ahead and try to build a battleship. And... possibly liberate Sephi. So let's take the default battleship. And my usual mode here is to jam battle pods. You know, this game has a lot of stuff, but so especially in like ship combat, that probably could have been streamlined. But this is the mid '90s; they didn't know what that was. So I usually make a big brick and then put the best missiles I have on it. So let's just fill this thing up with pulse-on missiles. And then more pulse-on missiles. And I usually borrow ship names from EVE Online, so let's call this the Raven. And I haven't played as the Orange Civilization very much. These ships are kind of ugly. But this is the starting level battleship, so let's pick the stupidest looking one. That one's pretty stupid. Okay. Let's build a Raven. This probably will destroy my economy. Oh, not too bad. Oh, 48 turns, you say. Okay. I see how it is. 38 turns, you say. Maybe we should try this with a smaller ship class. Same basic plan. Okay. Alright, if this is going to be a cruiser instead of a battleship, what's a cruiser name? Let's call it the Falcon. And let's see here. Again, we want to... Oh, wow, that's a really stupid looking hull ship design. We're going to build a Falcon instead of a Raven. Okay. How's Sand going on that colony ship? Okay, good. It'll have it done next turn. All right. Uh-huh. And we want to send this to Ishii, so probably go through the wormhole first. Oh, good. A giant eel. Huh? We get $50 from space debris from exploring Chu, which otherwise is a very unremarkable system. Is the space eel approaching any of my systems? Looks like no. That's good. Alright, can I buy that automated factory yet? Yes, okay. Let's do that. And now we're losing money. I think it's... I think we're probably okay. For at least a couple turns. Mershan Spy steals powered armor. That's annoying, but not catastrophic. Maybe we should build some more spies. I do have, like, penalties to lots of things, so... Garadas is a boring system. Jacob has a wormhole and a rich tundra planet. That's interesting. Leads directly to the Nolams, and they have not colonized Jacob because they are idiots. I see. Yes, the computer is very alarmed that I'm losing money. That's fine. Alright. Let's just go with that for now. Okay, so now we have... Oh, hey. Oh, wow. So this is a good colony leader. So this person is way better than every colony leader we've had up to now, because they have three bonuses that matter and medicine, which doesn't matter very much. But okay, that done. Let's go over here. I think it's time for Kimbuzi to get the heck out. Actually, Crassus is also pretty terrible. Tell you what, let's send Kimbuzi over to UA, which won't do anything right now, but eventually I'll have these Terran planets that can farm a lot. And let's just put Androgina on the homeworld. Eventually I might move Androgina over to UA, but for now I want most action out of Androgina. Okay. Also gives a tech. Interesting. I don't know. Let's look and see what our tech review is. I don't think maybe I just like clicked through the thing, but I don't recall. I don't know. I'm not going to look into it too much. All right. Just making sure. Yep, we're still ahead of the Mershan barely. Yeah, man, the Mershan are going to be a problem. The fact that we have the Mershan doing well, sometimes the Mershan just suck. The fact that they're doing well is dangerous, and also there are just humans around, which is never good. Wait, did I never go through this wormhole? Why didn't I do that? Maybe I was so dazzled by Ishii that I just forgot. See if you can build robots. I assume you mean like androids, which I cannot. Okay, so exploration is continuing. Merchant spy steals class 1 shield. Okay. And let's see, where are we at? So we've reached the point of the game where things are getting kind of complicated. You know what? I think this quest for the battle station is approaching, oh wait, it's only one turn between Starbase and battle station. Okay, fine. There are some, oh, don't get free text on rescue, that's possible, I don't know. Oh, good. The Mercian and humans are at war. That's good. That is a very positive development. And Shinogi, which has a toxic rich planet, which is an interesting trade-off at this point. That might be all the systems I can explore that are not like human colonized. Alright, so now we have lots of systems that are, like, not terrible, and everybody's stealing our stuff. I'm mad. Let's build some more spies. So the Nolums will agree to peace if we give them pulse-on missiles. I am definitely not doing that. No way am I giving you pulse-on missiles. Alright, so now we get +10 to spy rolls, allegedly. This game is so complicated that I would not be surprised if some of these technologies that say things like +10 to spy rolls actually do nothing. Like the things that give passive bonuses, I would not be at all surprised if some of them just don't actually do what they say. Okay. Alright, we're going for supercomputer. So, Holo Simulator and Planetary Supercomputer are pretty important. And Massazaw says, we'll give them pulse-on missiles, we'll give them lots of them. That is essentially accurate. Let's see. I might have to go up to 20% tax rate. Let's just go ahead and bite the bullet and do it. Okay. Alright. I'm probably not colonizing aggressively enough. I should probably be building a colony ship here instead of a Falcon. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm just lazy about it. Let's see here. Wow. Well. Massazaw says texts actually work and the systems involved are ultimately fairly simple but never explained. Well, I mean, a lot of it is like assuming that you have played Dungeons and Dragons before, and so like +10 to spy rolls, like, what does that mean? It sounds good. Who knows? Alright, so the Antarans are attacking somebody, but it looks like not me, so that's fine. Alright, San finished its battle station. Great. Should I have anybody doing science here? I don't think so. Let's build, like, a bunch of colony ships. Alright. So now I've built the Falcon. So the question is whether this Falcon can fight off a Nolan battleship. Maybe not, I don't know, but I'm gonna try. This is probably rank foolishness. Ah, the Nolans just now stole Merculite missile, so maybe I'm gonna be fine. So this is probably, like I said, pure hubris to assume that my high-tech cruiser can beat a battleship. But like I said, I'm gonna try. And I don't get the benefit of the missile base because of rules. Okay, so I could put this on auto, and I don't know exactly what it would do. But I'm going to start by trying to weed out their smaller ships first. Actually, I'm going to try to shoot down this ground. Let's look at what they have, actually. So they have base armor, they have base missiles, they have fusion beams, so if I die, it's probably because of that. They have a leader on this guy. So here's the portrait of this fleet commander. They have another fleet commander here, so they've invested heavily in fleet commanders. But, wow. So they have 3 fleet commanders at least. 4 fleet commanders, okay. So at the very least, I should be able to take out multiple fleet commanders, so that's good. Let's start by trying to blow up this gremlin. Yeah, their frigates have one laser cannon. Missiles do have limited ammunition capacity, so like, you can't, if you run out of missiles and that's all you have, then you have to retreat because there's nothing else for you to do. Yes, I'm getting shot at by lasers. I don't. I'm going to assume that missile volley might. Well, let's go ahead and shoot at this guy too, because this is the one that had the fusion beam, I think. Yes. Definitely one missile volley can probably take out that frigate. I have no idea how to, like, what tactical movement would be here, since I guess probably being close is bad because it makes their beam weapons more accurate, but it also makes my missiles go faster, you know, like arrive sooner. So I probably want to stay away from the battleship, because probably their fusion beams are going to be the most dangerous thing if they get close to me. But since I have missiles, it doesn't matter what direction I'm pointing, so... I don't know how to turn my ships, so... Okay. Let's go ahead and finish off this thing, and then we'll be focusing on the battleship. Oh yeah, you can also, like, select individual weapons, like... So I didn't have to fire my entire complement of missiles at this frigate that will almost certainly die, but I'm too lazy, so... And now I'm taking actual damage. Yeah, the fusion beams are actually hitting me now. They've almost gotten through my shields. See, this feels like I should be able to turn, just like rotate, but anyway. I'm already bored of all this, so I'm just going to try to move as far away from this thing as possible. Is this actually further away? I don't know. Oh, missile alert. I don't care. So yes, fire all my missiles, and then... No, how do I rotate? I'm still not, like, very good at, like, knowing how to move the ship. But oh well, I don't really care. Oh, okay, so it took like 2 volleys of missiles. Alright. So that was fun. Okay. So they will now offer me a 5% tribute treaty. I could also just bomb some of their systems into oblivion, but I'm not that much of an asshole, so I will take their 5% tribute treaty. This might not be strategically optimum, but that's fine. Alright, so Sephi is now freed from the blockade for what that's worth. So now that it'll be stable at 3 population, because there's no more starvation. Let's just build some more spies. Yes. And then build, I don't know, trade goods. Okay. So that's fun. Does this thing like say where the money from the tribute is coming from? Oh well, I won't sweat that. Alright. Maybe we should also build a freighter fleet. It's good to have some extras there. Alright. Oh, also, let's see here. Oh, yeah. I think I'm going to dismiss... So, if you don't have any empty leader slots, then you won't get any new leaders. So it's probably better to dismiss the bad leaders so you can possibly get better ones. So let's get rid of Crassus. Okay. Alright, now we have a colony ship. Where do we want it to go? So now, oh hey, now I can show off one of the things I think is very good about this game. So you often are in this situation where you have a colony ship, but you're not sure where to send it. And this game has this interface that I think is very good, and like even more modern games rarely have anything this good. So this is a list of all uncolonized systems. If there's a monster of some sort guarding it, then it'll show that, or if it's colonized by a different system, a different civilization, it'll say that. Like the swamp one is colonized, but the radiated one is not. But most importantly, you can sort this by climate, minerals, or just size. You can like set all these different parameters, like only show me the ones in non-hostile environments, which I guess is like the climate filter. That's interesting. We want no enemy presence, certainly. But we want to probably sort by minerals because we don't expect there to be anything that's like... I'm fine with still importing all the food. Anyway. We definitely want to colonize Jacob because the Terrans haven't gotten to it, or the Nolums haven't gotten to it, and there's no wormholes in between here that'll make it easier to get there, so we can just like right from this interface you can just select Jacob and it just like send colony ship and done. You did it. So that, like I said, that interface is really good, and even modern space 4X games, I've never seen one. I mean, I haven't played all of them. I haven't played Stellaris, but they don't have an interface that good. So I'm very appreciative of that particular screen. Anyway. Research, okay. Let's just check on things to make sure that things are going how I want them to. Oh, for example, Aji should not have all of its workers farming. That's stupid. Cut that out. Like I can just do this. Okay, I'll give you 2 workers farming. And you're gonna, okay, yes, this is all correct. And then we probably want a spaceport. And let's see here. Also, this place that's mineral ultra rich should not have anybody farming. Yes, that's okay. Oh, fine. There. Young space eel was spawned at Fieris. That's interesting. I don't know where Fieris is. Let's see, what else? So Mechlon finished its colony ship. Do I want anything else here? Probably just another colony ship. This game doesn't really penalize you for expanding quickly. Other places will, like other civilization style games often like give you unhappiness for empire expansion. But if we go over here to Mechlon and look at morale, there's like no morale effects happening right now. So I guess I could, now that I have a leader here that's making things better, I could build a colony base instead. Let's just go ahead and do that because it's a lot cheaper. I don't know if this is optimal at all, but that's okay. Besides, eventually I'll have supercomputers, so. And now we have another colony ship. Where do we want to send this? I guess Shinogi is not bad. Eventually the Mershan are probably going to get mad at me. Oh, also Priapus. There are a number of options. Bolo is like the safe option. But let's just assume that the Mershan have their hands full with the humans, and I can get Shinogi. And actually, since, oh. Here comes a space eel to Sansan. That's kind of a problem. Because this cruiser I don't think can fight off the space eel. Fortunately, Sansan is doing fine, but like, that will incentivize me to build an actual battleship. Well, in 8 turns, okay. Fine, build a Raven. Actually, build a hydroponic farm first so you don't starve quite so fast. But I think I will relocate my cruiser to the Shinogi system on the expectation that the Mershan might get mad if I colonize it. Oh, they want a trade pact. Oh, sure, I'll take a trade pact. So the eventual goal, of course, is to crush the Mershan, but in fact, giving them what they want might be kind of a... Oh, wow, they've passed me. That's interesting. Giving them what they want might not be great, but I'll take the money. Alright, so now I have the supercomputers, and now I think it's time to go for stock exchanges. Yeah. UA Prime finished their spaceport. Ah, okay. Probably, I want to get one colony base going, and then probably, like, Research lab, atmosphere renewer, supercomputer. Yeah. Mastazop points out marine bases have an additional advantage from dictator governments giving a morale boost. That is true. I am a democracy, so that doesn't apply to me specifically, but that's... We will eventually have things that affect morale. Okay, so now we want to build a supercomputer pretty much everywhere that it is reasonable to do that. Already got that one. And even this place, I guess I probably will, but Cephi definitely. Oh, we have Holo Simulator. Sure. So yeah, speaking of morale, Holo Simulators just give you plus 20% morale, which is like some other time I'll go on a rant about Holo Simulator. Just do that. What else is going on? This is, what is this? Oh, this is Ishii. They are Terran, so let's go ahead and get soil enrichment going. Okay. Let's see. Now I have a colony ship here that I'm sending to Shinogi. Yeah, I'm losing a lot of money right now. Most of that is because of this trade treaty. Trade treaties work like a lot of other 4X games where you pay into it at first and then it gives you money later. Okay. Let's see here. This place, tundra. This looks like a tundra to me. Yeah. In that case, I think I'd probably still want, like, research lab, I guess. We'll see what we get after that. And we want this rich toxic planet. So toxic planets can't support farming at all until much later in the game. Also, they cannot be terraformed. Other planets can, but toxic planets can never be terraformed. Which means these people... Well, you don't even get like a morale penalty. That's a little weird. I would have expected a morale penalty for, like, being on a toxic planet, but guess not. Okay. And now, since we've colonized Shinogi, we can explore a little bit more. This scout should also do that. Oh, hey. A not especially useful colony leader. Okay, so first things, well... So, Director Raelia here gives you morale bonus and additional points for diplomacy and famous, which reduces the cost of other leaders and officers joining your civilization. But this is all very marginal, so I'm just going to get rid of her. Let's see. Where was was Bolo the place with... Yes. This place is pretty boring. Priapus is somewhat more interesting. Let's check the planet browser. Alright, way. Let's check out these places. Nam is dull. Wei is dull. None of these places are interesting, or else I would have already done it. But let's actually. Mastazov says diplomacy stats are kind of fake in this game, but kind of work at lower difficulties. I'm guessing at higher difficulty levels, like everyone just hates you all the time, no matter what your diplomacy bonuses are. Thinking I might just colonize Priapus and get on with life. Yeah, let's do that. Yes. Mastos says that like that leader that I just dismissed might give you the edge you need to make non-aggression pacts. I'm sure that probably is true. Like the problem is that the interface never shows you that. Like so it's really hard to tell even from practice like when it's working, when it's not. Like so unless there's some kind of mod that you could install that shows you the effect of different diplomacy roles, then who knows? I've never like gotten deep enough into this game to really investigate the formulas going on in the background. All right, we want missile base, just as like basic defense against scrubs. And let's just go with that. The Verinia system has natives. So this planet has natives on it. It means that when you colonize it, you'll have a higher starting population, but the natives can only ever do agriculture and get no racial bonuses. That said, this place is not bad because it has an abundant planet and an ocean planet. So, where's Verinia? Verinia is there. It's also not too close to any existing civilizations. So, is anyone building a colony ship? Yes, just slowly. Yeah. So this sort of illustrates the importance of mineral richness. Like, Mechlon, I'm pretty sure, has been building this colony ship for quite a while, and it still has 11 turns left, whereas, like, San can build colony ships, and, like, even Aji can build colony ships a lot faster. Also, Aji should not be doing this. Aji should be focusing on production. Of course, I also keep yanking workers off of industry at Mechlon to make food. Oh, right, the fairly obvious diplomatic status meter. Yeah, like, the meter's right here, so you can kind of see what things are, but it won't mean anything if they want war, yeah. Okay, so now I get to see if the worm does anything besides just park itself at San. I expect it's just going to park itself at San, and then San will be blockaded, and that'll be a kind of a problem. But, okay. I think I'm okay signing a non-aggression pact with the humans, because I'm going to have to go to war with the Mershan first. And I might just annihilate the Nolan out of spite. So, if the humans want non-aggression pact, that's okay. And actually, let's see if we can get a trade treaty with the humans. Okay. What a research treaty? Nope. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I can get pretty far away now. With these scout ships. Alright. Okay, I can't cut taxes, can I? Oh, I can cut taxes. Amazing. Actually, instead of cutting taxes, let's buy some automated factories. Like this one. Actually, this one. Okay. Human spy steals positronic computer. That's not that big of a deal. Sansan has starvation. So Sansan's population is probably going to contract due to starvation. Let's just check it out. So yeah, it's gonna, like, in 6 more turns, it's gonna go down from 7 to 6 people, which is obnoxious. Wait, how'd this go up to 104 turns? Huh? It wasn't that low. Wait, did I lose? What bonus did I lose just because of blockade? That's weird. I'm confused by this, because having 8 people here made way more than 12 industry. Oh, I'm losing 40 just due to being blockaded. I didn't realize it would be that bad. Oh well. I guess I'll have to work on killing that worm sooner. Actually, also I seem to recall that space worms have this weird tendency of killing missiles. So let's make... Actually, this won't matter. Well, in that case, let's just make these people as happy as possible. Mastodon says, important note, if an AI player sends a fleet at one of your systems and you have a few turns, diplomacy is useless. Yeah. Ha. And Blazing Blade outlines their difficulties in newer games, yeah. Okay, so this blockade from the space worm, like I said, I don't think my cruiser can solve this problem, but maybe... Let's see who has the most industry now. Aji. Okay, Aji. I'm gonna need you to get us out of this mess. Probably not today, but eventually. Ah, yes, a colony base. Okay, well, here we go. And I will need you to build anything at all, so... Later populations will be doing farming, but not right now. Right. Ah, space crystal. Wow, we survived 1 round against the space crystal. Let's get out of here. Nope. So the space crystal is getting a huge Gaia planet that's rich and already has natives, and then another planet that is also rich, so... And the Mershan have not been able to kill this space crystal, so that's good. Either that or they can't figure out how to do it. Alright, so the long-term plan is for Aji to build some kind of ship to go liberate Sansan from the menaces of the space worm. I think probably what I'm going to do here is start research on this planetary stock exchange, and then that'll be it for this morning's stream. What do you got? Yeah, sure, I'll take Tachyon. Actually, I'll do this in the broad hope that, like, they want powered armor, but I don't really care that much about ground combat, so giving them powered armor is not that big of a deal. I may regret this later, but I'll just take tachyon communications. You okay with the trade treaty now? Probably not, but I'll try. Hey, you did it. Great. Okay. All right. So I think before I forget, I'm gonna go over to Aji. How many turns do you have to build a starbase? 8. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and design. Oh wait, you can't even build a battleship until later. So I think this is probably going to be the end of this morning's stream, but we got a lot done. We've explored a lot of the galaxy. We've discovered all of the opponents. The Mershan are huge. But I think I'm still ahead of them on technology, so I'm going to have to leverage that advantage against them. Fortunately, the humans have not caught up to me in population. But fighting off the Mershan will be difficult. But let's just save our game here, and I'll see you next time.